Anyone who knows me knows that winter is my favorite time of year. I love the breezy, cool weather, the infectious, jolly spirit, and of course, the holiday season. A song that has become synonymous with the holiday season is Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. The song that dropped only 25 years ago has become arguably one of the most recognizable Christmas songs to ever come out, and it's dubbed Mariah as the unofficial Queen of Christmas. But after countless years of listening to it, it started to make me wonder, how did Mariah get to become the Queen of Christmas? Surprisingly enough, the story of Mariah Carey is not one of pure magnificence and diva-esque behavior that the media constantly tries to perpetuate. It's actually a beautiful story about hard work, love, and destiny. This is how Mariah Carey stole Christmas. Growing up, Mariah did not have the ideal picture-perfect family. Her parents, named Alfred and Patricia Carey, were an interracial couple that wed in the 60s, a period of time fueled with racism and segregation as the ongoing battle for civil rights was at its peak. Her parents would become the target of racial hate, but through it all, they would give birth to 3 beautiful babies, the youngest of them being Mariah Carey. When Mariah turned 3, the racial hate became too overbearing for her parents, leading to a divorce. Her mother, Patricia, gained custody of Mariah and her brother, but she would now face the financial struggles as an independent parent. The financial stress caused them to move over 13 times in the New York area, sometimes even crashing at friends' houses. Mostly everything that was brought into the house would be used to cover overdue bills. During the Christmas time, although her mother could never afford extravagant gifts, she was big on the festivities, often wrapping little gifts for Mariah and her brother. While in high school, Mariah began to take singing more seriously and started to write her own songs. So impressed by his sister's talents, Mariah's brother paid for her to go to a studio to create a full-length demo of songs. Not long after, a broke yet determined Mariah left her home to become the superstar of her dreams. After months of being so broke that she could only afford a bagel and Snapple a day, Mariah finally got an opportunity to put her voice to use, landing a job as a background singer for Brenda K. Starr. Brenda was a young up-and-coming singer signed to Epic Records. Mariah and Brenda began to develop a close relationship, and Mariah confided to her that she was trying to get signed. After hearing Mariah's demo, Brenda was stunned by her vocals, and questioned why Mariah was still singing back up for her. Feeling that Mariah's talent was too good to be left in the shadows, Brenda tried anyway to get Mariah's music heard. One night, Brenda pleaded for an overworked Mariah to join her to a record label party to see if she could strike a deal. Mariah reluctantly agreed, and once at the party, she spotted a group of record execs. After stirring up the courage, she lent out her hands with the demo tape, but before anybody looked, a man reached in to grab it. That man was Tommy Mottola. He was the new executive to Columbia Records, a record label that was looking for its next it girl to compete with Arista Records' Whitney Houston. Tommy, in a rush to hear the demo, left the party and played it in the car. After only hearing 2 songs, he was so shocked by her voice and turned his car around to find this mystery woman. But, like Cinderella, Mariah had left, and all Tommy had was the missing slipper. Tommy eventually got a hold of Mariah and signed her to Columbia Records immediately. In the short span of 4 years, Mariah would go on to write and record 3 highly successful albums that would become influential in the pop and R&B landscape of the 90s. Whatever anticipated it girl Tommy was looking for, he found her. Mariah was it. At what seemed to be the height of her career, Tommy came to Mariah and expressed the idea of creating a Christmas album. It was an unusual idea because, unlike today, artists in their prime would never record Christmas albums. It was actually something you did if your career was dying off. Nonetheless, Mariah agreed, and her 4th studio album, Merry Christmas, was released on November 1st, 1994. Of the holiday tracks, Mariah recorded 7 Christmas classics, and wrote and co-produced 3 originals. Of the 3, one of them, All I Want for Christmas Is You, became a very clear standout early on. Mariah intended to have the song sound and feel like a Christmas classic by including elements that resembled traditional Christmas music, as opposed to having sounds that were only trending in the 90s. Mariah got her wish. The song is now a modern classic, and in all honesty gets more popular every time a newer generation is exposed to it. The song has broken numerous records, and has garnered over $60 million in royalty, the highest of any Christmas song. But something it hasn't been able to achieve is the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. During the initial release of the song, it wasn't eligible for the Hot 100 as it was not released as an official single, despite its massive success. But ever since 2012, Billboard changed their rules, and the song has been eligible to be on the chart. Going into this video, I wanted to make sure I properly studied the trends of the song, so I paid $15 to become a Billboard Pro member to get access to their chart archives, and here's what I came up with. Ever since being eligible to be on the Billboard Hot 100, the song has climbed the chart slowly, peaking at different spots each year. At the top of 2019, the song hit a new peak of #3, and at the time of this recording, it's currently #18. Due to the re-release of the album, as well as a documentary distributed through Amazon that I'm sure will regurgitate everything said in this video, it's very likely that the song will hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making this the first song to ever reclaim a spot it never had but rightfully deserved. Mariah Carey is seen as an influential artist in the lands of pop and R&B music, but her reign over holiday music is something that no artist has been able to accomplish. Mariah taking a risk at the height of her career has attributed to the popularization of holiday music and is why you see so many artists coming out with Christmas records today. She created the blueprint for what many artists and record labels see as an everlasting career, and although artists will try to replicate her success, I'm sure everyone can agree with me when I say there's only one Queen of Christmas, and that's Mariah Carey.